Good YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I was looking at the lightweight division and I was thinking, it seemed to me like, especially after the Schofield fight went down, but it seemed to me like the way it's set up with Tank fighting maybe a week or so after a week or two after the Shakur fight, that this is the perfect time, for them to have a fight. They both gonna be recovering around the same time, and they should be getting ready to fight around the same time. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity where there shouldn't be no fight. Neither one of them, I don't think. I know they don't have a fight set up already. I don't see why they don't fight next. That seems like the right direction. But if that doesn't happen, I think Shakur should go ahead and try to fight Frank Martin. That's a great fight for him. He already fought Tank, and I say Frank did okay in the fight. I mean, he got caught. Well, Tank really outclassed him, just keeping it real. But Frank did have his moments in the early rounds. I think because Shakur is a different type of fighter than Tank, Frank Martin would have a better chance in there because he won't have to. It won't be so much about him worried about getting knocked out like he did against Tank. Shakur ain't necessarily a one punch explosive puncher like Tank, so it'll have to either be accumulation or just getting outboxed to the scorecard. And Frank Martin is a good enough boxer, strong enough fighter that he could possibly get in there and catch Shakur with something good. I would go with Shakur in that fight, but I still think that's an excellent fight if him and Tank don't fight next. The Lamont Roach fight, Lamont Roach is a solid fighter, but he not beating Tank. Everybody know it. It's really about time for Tank to fight another solid opponent. I mean, I think Frank Martin was cool, and Ryan Garcia was a good fight, but it's time for him to have another one now. Now you can't fight big fight after big fight. That's not realistic. But it's time for him, Shakur, pretty much everybody in that division that's got a name. It's about time for them to fight somebody. Lomachenko was the only one in that lightweight division consistently fighting elite fighters. Teofimo looked like he was going to do it, but he got beat by Cambosis and threw him off. I mean, I think if Teo quit this bullshit, he'll be, he a good enough fighter. He got a big enough name, and he got a good enough resume where he could be making some big fights right now. I mean, Teofimo is his own worst enemy. But I do see it's easily it's a lot of good fights to make at 135. It really is. Whether Shakur and Tank fight each other or not, you can put Keyshawn and Frank Martin in there together. You could put Frank Martin and Shakur together. You could put Lomachenko. I think they said he coming back, and I would say he deserved a long layoff between his age, and if you go look at his resume, the cats he been getting in the ring with, if anybody deserves some time off, it was him. He ain't been cheating the fans. He been fighting the best guys out there. He ain't been a lot of gimmicks with him, so like I say, man, it's a lot of heat at 135, and I actually don't think Keyshawn gonna hang around that long, because if he do, he gonna have to fight Andy Cruz. I don't think he want that fight. A guy beat you 4 times in the amateurs. I'm gonna say because Keyshawn is the American fighter, if they ever got into it, I'm rocking with Keyshawn. But the truth of the matter is, Andy Cruz will probably do better against Keyshawn than anybody else outside of maybe Tank, just because, one, how many times they fought, and he done beat them all them times. He gonna come in there. If they ever fight, he gonna be extremely confident, and it'll be up to Keyshawn would be the one with something to prove. And I don't think he in a rush to have that type of fight. No, don't nothing about his demeanor show that he won't even acknowledge Andy Cruz in the sport. And I get it, no, I ain't gonna help you. I'm not gonna help you get get up. You ain't gonna get up in the rankings off me. But at some point, if he hang around this division, he gonna have to face that. He gonna have to face him. I don't think he gonna be around here that long. I, if to be honest with you, the fact that he playing buddy with Shakur and got dudes he don't want to fight, he might as well get out. I mean, to be honest, he got a title at 135. Maybe have one more fight. Defend your title once to just going up to 140, seeing how you don't want to fight Shakur, and you really ain't done enough to earn a fight with Tank, and then even with 12 fights, 12, 13 fights, it'll be similar to Benavidez and Morale. Too soon. You got a lot of amateur experience fighting against a guy that got amateur experience with a lot of professional experience in it and power and speed. It just, for me, I would like to see Keyshawn maybe fight Frank Martin or any of these. I really would like to see him fight Shakur, but they ain't gonna fight. Damn, I can't think of these dudes' names now. Oh, Jermaine Ortiz. It's a couple of good. And Jermaine Ortiz is a top-ranked fighter. That's a solid test. To be honest with you, I felt like Jermaine Ortiz beat Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. On points, they both got the decision. But if you go back and watch them fights, Jermaine Ortiz gave both of them all they could handle. So that's a real good fight for Keyshawn. Have a fight like that and just go ahead and move up and try to get the belts at 140. And like I say, Shakur got a strap. Unless him and Tank fight sometime soon, you can't get undisputed. You're not fighting Shakur, so why waste time? When I look at how big he is, he look like he probably should be at 140 anyway. I think Keyshawn will be better. I think he'll be stronger, faster, all that at 140. So ain't no need hanging around. You got a title in 13 fights. That was great. Now going on up to 140, because I can see the way Keyshawn built. He definitely gonna end up at welterweight. Now if he go to 154, I don't know, but he definitely will settle in at welterweight at some point. You can just look at his shoulders and stuff and know this lightweight division is just somewhere he gonna start this is just where he start his legacy from. But he definitely leaving here. It won't be long. I say another year, and he might as well move up and quiet as it's kept. I think if the right fight coming for him at 149, he'll go ahead and go up. He already got the title at 130, and you can't get an easier title fight than he had. No, not trying to diss it, but that dude wasn't. I mean, please, I don't even know how Navarrete lost to him, but you got the championship, so you can say you've been a champion. Go ahead and defend it once if you want to, and then move up. But there's some smoke up there at 140. I got a funny feeling Gary Russell, Antoine Russell gonna win this fight and get him a championship in that division. And I can tell you now, Antoine Russell gonna be ready to fight the other champions, or I can see him going on up to welterweight. I don't think he's gonna wait around for dudes to want to fight. I think he'll go out. He'll be the right one to go after Boots. Real talk. He a good fighter with a good pedigree. Fought him in the amateurs, and Antoine Russell is the type that like to knock motherfuckers out. So that's what you gonna need. You gonna need that type of power and that type of mentality to beat a dude like Boots, who is great boxing, fast, grew up in a gym, got all that athleticism. You gotta coming in there talking about boxing is not the right move. I mean, yeah, you probably can, but it's best to go in there, dudes like that, and put something on his ass and take him out of that boxing mentality and make him fight. Because that's what he want to do, box. So you don't box with the boxer, you fight the boxer and box the banker. And so I like to see what happened at 140 in a couple of years. I don't know how much longer Tank gonna fight, but when you look at Tank, now that he done started taking care of his weight properly, it looked like he should be at 135. He don't look like he used to when he was with Floyd, and he was getting, coming in overweight, looking, he was getting fat sometime, and in between fights, and hell, he looked like he was gonna struggle making weight, but now that whatever he did, it like 135 is the perfect division for Tank right now. So I don't see him going nowhere. I don't know if Shakur gonna move up or hang around. Can't tell what he gonna do, but I just feel like if Keyshawn, you definitely can't be undisputed. You got a dude that's a champion who you said you ain't fighting. So why waste time? Go where you can try to get all the belts set instead of hanging around a division and y'all maneuvering around fights between you and your boy. If you're gonna have a best friend in boxing, it's best y'all being separate in different divisions. Kind of like the Charlo brothers. One was at 161, at 154. That way you ain't gotta be worried about people asking y'all to fight, which is only is they got a right to, because I mean when they start making buddies in their same division in boxing, like this some new shit right here. Fighters fight. That's what fighters fight. I don't know if it's strategic on both of their end to take a tough fight off the list. I don't know, but right now that's a good fight for Shakur, Keyshawn Davis. But you can't bring it up because they ain't gonna fight each other. One of them smart. Whichever one think he can't beat the other one, he's smart. Because if it wasn't for them doing that buddy shit, that'd be one of the bigger fights being barked about, Keyshawn versus Shakur. But they done made it where that ain't happening, and I just don't understand. That's why I say one of them need to move up. That way, we ain't gotta, it ain't gotta look like it look. One of y'all, since y'all acting like that, y'all don't need to be in the same division, because it fucks the sport up. Why would you got two elite level fighters talking about they friends and ain't fighting each other? That's bullshit. So just go on up. Then that way, you ain't gotta even answer that question. He in one division, you in one division, and just keep it that way. Or start getting ready, because at some point, Zab and Floyd tried that shit. They ended up in the ring fighting because that money. Like Zab even said it, they gonna come with that money, and somebody gonna want to get paid. Somebody gonna want to get paid. I'm glad Keyshawn toned it down, hollering for Tank, because if he'd have kept that up, that was gonna cause the rift. Because if he'd have fucked around and got that and get the Tank fight before Shakur, that's gonna be an issue. That would be a major issue. Ain't nowhere in the hell Shakur, the way he is, he ain't gonna be happy with no shit like that. That's his big fight. So we gonna see how long they play that shit right there. But I do think if Shakur and Tank don't fight next, I think Frank Martin should be, whether it's him or Keyshawn, he should be high on the list for next opponent now, because that's a good fight. And I feel like he got a chance. Frank Martin got a chance against anybody in the division, including Tank when he fought him. He a good fighter with strength and power. He just don't quite have experience. A lot of these dudes do, because he started late, but he damn sure done made up for it with hard work and dedication. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog about.